Check, check, check. Hi there. How's everybody doing? Okay, so, thank you for coming. Before we get started, I have a couple of things I need to ask, surveys and stuff like that. How many folks have a cell phone? Can you hold it up? Okay. Everybody with just a cell phone, hold that up. Everybody else with not just a cell phone. Okay, so, that's a smartphone. Okay, all the smartphone people, put them up. Okay. And in your other hand, your free hand, take your playbook, your iPad, everything else. Do you have it? Okay, put them under your chair. Do not touch them again for the rest of the presentation. Put them down. Under your chair. Not accessible. Everybody. Not on your lap. Down. On the floor. On the floor. On the floor. That's a point. I love you. Thank you. That's the answer I was hoping for. Did you hear what he said? He said, I'm going to get shaky. Yes, you all will. I will start to see your feet do one of these on the chair. Okay, so now we can get started. Now that I've taken away all your toys, now we can get started. The presentation is called, Do I Have to Be Wired to Be Hired? I was inspired to do this topic because of a guy I work with who hasn't spent a dime on technology. Young guy, early 40s, 20 years in real estate, does extremely well, makes lots of money, a couple of houses paid for, drives a Mercedes, I drive a Ford. He could care less. He's had a BlackBerry for a long time, only put email connections to it just in June. Just in June figured out how to put the email to the BlackBerry. He doesn't care. Okay? I'll qualify. Hi.
Can you go micless?
I would prefer not to. It's one of my big pet peeves. I was just going to explain why. Because what happens is I've been to now 2 rebars. This is my 3rd. And one of my pet peeves is the fact I can't hear. So if I'm sitting in the back of the room at this point, I'm hearing. I don't have a PowerPoint presentation. As you can see, I'm going old school. Okay? What's also happening with that was really funny. Everybody who had all the technology came running to me and said, "Do you have a marker?" And all my stuff's crapped out. Can we use your flip charts? Yes, you may. Okay, so it encouraged me to talk to this guy and say, okay, so how do you still do so well? Because I pick on him a lot because he doesn't know anything about technology. Like I speak slower to him and stuff like that so that he gets that maybe perhaps technology should be part of it. However, it made me think. Okay, so how many people have been in the real estate business 3 to 5 years? Okay. How many between 5 and 10? Ooh, that's lots. 10 to 20. Over 20. Over 30. I said over 30. Okay, good. He can hear me. That's good. All right. So I have a point about that. If I can, you and I will have some dialogue because you and I are in the same situation. I have a lot less hair, but I do have the 30 years you do too. So what happens in this case is, let's go back. I started in real estate March 10th, 1982. What was the coolest marketing idea available to us as realtors at that time? Not all at once, please. I have to write this down. That was the coolest marketing tool, was the newspaper. To me, it was the slickest thing I could pull out in a listing presentation and look all hot and get the girls.
Radio.
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 Yeah, 78 records, 8 tracks.
And the last one.
Okay, so 1982, the coolest marketing tool was radio. Somebody said newspaper. What else? 1982.
Rotary dial telephone. Get all that.
No, we had push button.
Not Perry Sound.
Oh, not in Perry Sound. Sorry, yeah. Was it two short, one long?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The phone. Okay. What else did we have?
Pagers. No?
Pagers.
Don't know. I just heard somebody mention, I'm not sure.
Oh, and I'm sorry. Were we able to sell any real estate back in 1982? We were? Really? I mean, if you can help me paint a picture. Interest rates 1982? Anybody remember?
22%.
17, I'm hearing 22. You guys are really close because there was a year. This was 82. This was 81. So you painfully are reminded by that. Okay, so interest rates were 17 and 22%. Okay, what were the housing prices? Quarter?
80,000.
Yeah, 80,000. Okay. In my market area, we average between 35 to 40,000. Well, how much could you expect to make as a realtor, given the fact you only had radio, newspaper, the phone with rotary dial, gold cross pen? How much could you make? Oh, okay. What were the commission splits? 50-50. 50-50. So here I am. I'm a 20-year-old snot-nosed kid, doesn't know anything about real estate, doesn't know that the market's bad. I get into real estate because I couldn't get a real job. Notice the shirt. ADHD just flashes across the screen, okay? And I write on a 50-50 split, 7 months into the business, $40,000 in commission. Without a laptop, iPad, pager, phone, car phone, Bluetooth, internet, computer, printer. Can I go on? Is that okay? Given the year before, I was a restaurant guy, assistant manager doing crazy hours, making 13K. What did I think? Wow, this real estate shit's easy. Dumb people buy from me. Truly. Okay. So it got better. Well, I should tell you one thing too. 1982, when I walked into the office, they introduced the computer. It was a select typewriter. It was a phone modem. You squeezed it in like this, and you dialed it up, and it actually spit out, like on a daisy wheel printer, the listing. Cool. 1989. More people were in market then, right? Everybody was in the market in 89, or just after. Okay, so what were the cool tools in 89?
Oh, big cell phones that fit in your truck.
I like it.
Took out half the truck, literally.
Honkin' cells.
Big honking cell phones. And they weren't smartphones.
Yeah, no smartphones. Okay, we're not going to get there yet. Okay, fax machine. Remember when the fax got to your office?
Wow.
Everybody stood around.
Magic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Imagine if you could send a check like that. How cool would that be? Except, what they failed to understand was the person on the other end needed a fax too. We faxed it to you. We don't have the fax. Cool. So we got a fax machine. We were big time. Big honking cell phone. Anybody remember those great big, front boxes? The one in your car? Grandma, guess where I'm calling you from? Yeah, my car. 50 cents a minute. Your cell phone bill, sir, is $1,800. Woo! Look at me go. $1,800. That's the cost of business. You need a phone if you're going to do business. Remember those days? Remember justifying that to yourself and your spouse? Everybody has them. We need this. This is going to be, I could be sitting outside a listing right now, and I could get more listings, more sales, if I had this phone. God love our spouses. The unexpected angel investors that keep us afloat. Okay, so what else? Okay, this is 1989. Technology. Yes. Yes. XTs and ATs. How much was a computer in 89? $5,000 was the cheap one, right? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'll speak slower to you.
That was a clone.
That was a clone.
Yes.
Oh, I remember that word.
Send it to friends.
It was a clone. I love it.
Yeah.
Anybody ever have the TSR-80, the Radio Shack one?
Yeah.
You remember that? They used it to page people as well. Well, for everybody else at this point, TSR-80 right now, I think that you know, a handheld Game Boy has more functionality than the TSR-80 did at that time. Okay, so TSR-80. I have a story. I had lunch with clients, or past neighbors, this summer. And I'm like, well, where did you move after this? And they were like, well, we moved to Fort Holtby. I'm like, oh, and how did you get there? They're like, you sold it to us. Yes, I remember that. They said, you brought in this little computer, set it up, and it was kind of had just dropped $40,000, and we showed up and put an offer in that night. I did? Yeah, it was like a little, and it had to unplug their phone, plug in the jack, TSR-80. Okay, what was happening with the market in 1989? Anybody get in 1989? Anybody started selling real estate in 89, got their license and showed up in an office? No? Yeah. Everybody hated you when you came in because you were competition. Then everybody wanted to kind of borrow $10 right after the crash. Yeah, that's what happened.